What do I have left? I took a American, foreign, and a law.
You have election and moment.
Oh, I'm going to take the 2000 election. 2000 election, Florida just completely fucked everything up. We had to have a recount because I think we thought Al Gore won Florida. Or no, I just don't think they could tell. The entire election we didn't know who was going to be president until like December because Florida was the fucking moron that we are. And George Bush ended up winning. Al Gore lost. And then George Bush ended up honestly being lucky that 9/11 did happen during his presidency because he won his second presidency.
Well, he planned it, so.
Oh my God. Oh my God. But the 2000 presidential election was one of the most famous presidential elections that we've had. I think the Nixon Kennedy one was one of the ones I was thinking about, because that was the first one with a live TV debate, and the people who watched on TV said JFK won the debate because of how he was acting on TV, and the people who listened on the radio said that Nixon won the debate. So it really shows that the debates don't fucking matter.
I thought you were gonna have like this poetic.
No, it shows that the debate doesn't fucking matter, and the way they do it is dumb. Like the fucking, they listened to what Nixon said, but nobody listens to the debate anymore. Nobody actually listens to what they're saying. All they do is look at them. They listen to them fucking argue. Fucking Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump, when they battle at the RNC this year, I want them to get into a cage and just fight. That would be hilarious. Just fight it out. Because they're going to eat each other alive in this election. They will. Donald Trump is fierce. Ron DeSantis is fierce. I'm not a huge fan of either of them, to be honest. I'm giving a little bit out. I'm just not a fan of some of their policy. That's, whatever. If you want to not listen to the show because I'm not a fan of Ron DeSantis or Donald Trump's policy, then go fuck yourself. Stop listening. We don't want you. But I want them to literally fight it out. Like people say, oh, well, honestly, the Democrat will end up winning if they both run against each other because they're going to divide the Republican Party so much that it's just the entire political spectrum is a fucking circle anyways. So the further right you get, you actually just go left. You just go super left and you don't even realize it. The further left you get, you just go super right. You don't realize it. It's all the same. But they're going to divide the entire Republican Party into two. And then the moderates are going to say, we're fucking sick and tired of this bullshit. And they're going to be like, we're going to go to the Democrats. And somehow Joe Biden will win a second term. I don't know how he's going to win a second term. That's my prediction. I'm not saying I want Joe Biden to win. I don't want any of them to win. I want everybody to lose. The country wins when all of them lose. Because all politicians are scumbags anyways. But we can talk about that at another time. But how did I get here from the... Oh, because I said debates don't matter. Cage fights. We just need cage fights. That's all we need.
Just the greatest MMA fighter is now president.
Hell yeah. Just a world tournament or a countrywide tournament of just wrestling and just fucking fighting. All the politicians lose immediately. I've never seen a politician that doesn't look like frumpy.
Mm-hmm.
So
natural selection for the election.
That's
the natural election.
Easy. There you go.
You just put everyone who wants to be president just goes into like a Hunger Games type arena where they don't necessarily have to fight, but they do just have to survive long enough.
Yeah. Well, that I've heard somebody said like they should for like the nuclear codes to be president, you should like tattoo the nuclear codes onto somebody's heart or something. Like basically you would have to kill somebody to somehow get the nuclear codes. Which is kind of it's like a deterrent. It's like there is absolutely no reason we should ever use the nukes unless it's like fucking aliens are coming down and it's like the entire world or like this one person who has it. But I don't know if that's the most like that's not like the best way to do it. But there's got to be some sort of reason for the president to not use nukes. I don't know how I got there. That's
Well,
Leighton, do your pick.
I feel like it's such a like obviously I don't know the process, but I feel like it's not as simple as just the president has a button under his desk. Like there's like a
He doesn't have
lot
a
of
button,
people
but the nuclear
that
suitcase travels with him, and he has people that like. So I heard this story about Richard Nixon. I think it was Nixon. Nixon would get drunk, like really fucking hammered, and he would just declare war on Russia during the Cold War. He would say like, "Send the nukes, fucking do that," and he did it multiple times. And every single time, the people who were holding the nuclear codes were like, "Oh, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait till the morning." And then they'll ask him in the morning. They're like, "Do you still want to send the nukes to Russia?" And he's all fucking hungover. He doesn't even know what he said. And he's like, "No, don't do it." So I think like he knows, and I think there's people that talk with him about it. Like it's not just like he's like, "Oh, give me the codes. I'm gonna launch a nuke." Like they talk about it, but I think it is still too easy. I think it's the same thing with war. It's like all politicians who say let's go to war should have to send their kids to war too, because they know the gravity of sending somebody to war, especially like for a draft.
Mhm.
Like the kids should be the ones required to go. So like there's a little bit more. No, I'm serious. That's not even a joke. That's like they should understand just how important it is when you fucking like they see it in their head. When we watch football, they see it like the same way basically. They see war like when we watch football. Like you see somebody break their leg, you're like, "Oh, that sucks." Didn't happen to me though. They see like a giant military base blown up in fucking Vietnam, and all the politicians are like, "Wow, that really sucks." Our our oh my god, this makes me sound so stupid. Our strategy is gonna be screwed, but like they don't think about all the lives that were lost. There's a lot of lives lost in war. That's just what happens. So, all right, Leighton, just pick. I'm gonna go on forever.
um okay, what do I have left? Moment and law, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do my law. I'll just be a little basic and go with the First Amendment. It's why we have this podcast and don't have to worry about what we say. You know, it's a pretty nice one.
Um. Actually, cancel culture will get you if you say something
Man,
that they don't like.
I don't give a flip about no flippin' cancel culture, bruh.
I posted that clip from last week when I was talking
Yeah,
about the
cancel culture.
cancel culture.
Bruh, I saw that and was cringing.
And again, yeah, like that's kind of the point of it. It's supposed to make you cringe. And like of course, I haven't even checked what we did on it, but I guarantee you somebody's gonna be like hating on it. They're gonna be like, "Oh, that's so stupid. Not everybody should have a podcast." That's every single insult that they can throw at you.
The First Amendment is why we're the number one podcast of 2022.
We are the number one podcast of 2022. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube to be the number one podcast of 2023. Easy.
Facts.
Um, I also saw that shirt. That was just fate. I wish I would have bought that now. The cancel culture shirt.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was in the gamer font. You know those shirts that like little kids wear. That it's like, "Don't bother me. I'm gaming right now," or
Yeah.
or like homework x'd out, gaming check.
Yeah.
It looked exactly the same. It just said cancel culture, and I was like, no way. How did I run into this? You know what's a law we need to put into effect? I was at Goodwill. This is disgusting, but I was at Goodwill and I was looking for like a really shitty pair of shoes, just because my work shoes there's holes in them now. So I was like, I want to just buy like a $5 pair of shoes that I can just beat the shit out of. Goodwill doesn't sell used pairs of shoes for less than $15 now.
Dang.
I don't want to buy used shoes for over 10. crazy.
I'm still on Goodwill's side because those are some cheap shoes, and they aren't
They
necessarily
get it for
falling
free.
apart.
They get it for free.
I guess that's true, but then they also, have to pay their employees or whatever. And I know the CEO makes like millions a year, but whatever.
Yeah.
He had to
He
take
doesn't
the
need to make
risk.
millions a year.
No,
Goodwill. The name Goodwill says they should be doing things out of goodwill. They are not. They are doing it for profit. They don't give a fuck. Aha.
Why do you think Elon Musk is the richest guy in the world?
Because he
Because
eats
he
the
has a
rich.
bunch of wage slaves? No, it's because he has put how much money does he have? Like 200 billion? We'll just say it's that.
Yeah, whatever.
He has put $200 billion worth of value into this world. He's normalized electric vehicles. He makes rockets now that blast off.
Goodwill isn't putting any value.
Okay, Goodwill CEO, he makes $1 million a year. That's, or whatever it is. Let's say he's generated $100 million over his lifetime now. That's because he's put $100 million worth of value into society, and that is what he's making back because that's what
Overcharging
we deem the
on
value of
used
Goodwill.
shoes. That is not
I'm
putting
sorry,
in.
but plenty of people are shopping at Goodwill as we speak, and that's just
I like Goodwill. I've found plenty of items at Goodwill.
CEO's success.
But $15 for used shoes?
Bro,
that
go to a garage sale if you want cheaper shoes.
$15 for used.
The CEO of Goodwill brought the garage sale to you. The least you can do is pay $2 more than what you would have gotten if you spent 4 hours.
I would have gotten like $5. I could have paid $5. I could have paid $2 at a garage sale.
Yeah, and you would have spent 4 hours looking for a garage sale with those Adidas sneakers you wanted or whatever.
Do you know how much they paid to get those shoes? $0.
Actually, CEO of Goodwill had to put in the initial cost of creating his facility and his plan and attracting people to bring him free
They're
stuff.
making more than enough profit to be able to afford $0 shoes. Yeah.